So, guys, I was just asked, well, not just asked, but I was asked by a subscriber of mine. Uh, the name of the subscriber is Feeding the Machine Red 2605. And this comment was posted 3 days ago on my video about praying in the Spirit or praying in tongues. And the comment reads, "Good video, man. Hey, you should make a video about legalistic Christians, or Christian people, people that are against things like video games, tattoos, hair coloring, and our beloved metal music." Now, I mean, I want to. I think that's a very good question. That's a very good comment. And I think that I can understand where this person is coming from here. Why a lot of Christians don't really understand metal and the incidents of Christian metal, for example. I wanna start by saying that um, everything music wise, um, is what Satan or Lucifer, that he was as he was formerly known as, Lucifer before he was cast out of heaven, was in charge of worship, and you know the songs that were to worship God. Basically, he was in charge of the whole thing. And a lot of Christians have a genuine complaint, and I can agree to some extent about why they would say things about bands like Red or Demon Hunter, for example, which I want to use a lot because Demon Hunter is my favorite metal band of the Christian genre of all time. Because I basically, you know, went through middle school and high school with them. Basically high school, I think. Yeah, is I think I was, oh gosh, probably, when did I graduate? 2008. So pretty much in 2005, probably when I was a freshman or in eighth grade. So I wanna start by prefacing this video by saying that a lot of Christians, when they say be careful what we listen to or how we worship and stuff, I can understand where they're coming from with that. Um, but here's the other important thing. Um, when when we listen to music, okay, for me personally, when I listen to Christian metal or Christian rap, or like people like KJ52 or Lecrae or Demon Hunter or Skillet or stuff like that, I'm looking for where is God in all of this, or even like, this is a strange thing, like even Eminem, for example. Okay, I'm I listen to a lot of music, so I study the lyrics. I listen to the lyrics very close, and I'm looking for where God is and where Satan is. Where are they going at each other's throats? And uh, a lot of Christians really, if to clarify in their minds whether it's Christian music or not, that they have to sing praises, or they have to mention Jesus every 50 seconds or every 30 seconds in the song, and a lot of Christian music nowadays, they don't mention Jesus as much, and I think especially, you know they don't really sound like it. But Demon Hunter, again, I'm gonna use them a lot because they're the best example of this. They mention God and Jesus a whole lot, but a lot of like new listeners wouldn't be able to catch it, because they're too heavy, they're too fast, or Of course, in the recent years that they've come out with records, they've been really, really slow, or they've dimmed down a little bit. They're not as heavy as they used to be. And I just want to, let the Christian people know that are against metal and against, the Christian metal scene. You're missing out on letting God. I mean, if metal isn't your genre, I can understand, but if you're into metal but you're not, you question, God and metal. I mean, man, just listen to War of Ages, or Demon Hunter, or Skillet, or bands like that, and you'll begin to realize like how amazing God can use metal and how many times He can use metal. If you're into the rap scene, like I've said before in my last in my video about my friend's album coming out May 30th, I know without a shadow of a doubt that his music is going to have cuss words, probably some sexual references and stuff like that. But I mean, without him even knowing it, I've prayed, for him, and I've continued to pray for him, and I know God's got His hand on him, and I know without a shadow of a doubt God's going to be on that record. It's just going to be hard for people. It's going to be hard for most Christians to see it or hear it because they're so used to that, holy kumbaya thing. And it was very, I used my friend's first album to speak to the person that got him to start making music. And I told him about his record label, and I told him what God said to me about his record label, and he was just blown away by it because he says to me, you're the only one that knows the whole story behind our record label and why we do what we, why we started it, and we were, it was just and he said, how did you know that we were originally a label toward, to serve God? How did you know that? And I said, well, it had to deal with the first album that my friend came out with, Homesick 1. And the song that got me really starting to think about it was the Ala Boumie remix. And there were just 30 seconds of this song that got my attention, and I asked God about it. I said, what do you want to say about this? And He said to me, this is supposed to be, when this music thing started, when your friend started it up with another friend of yours, they wanted to give it to me, but things got in the way. And I just want to be, again, be mindful of how God can use any type of music, anything that He wants to, especially, like I said, Demon Hunter, because they've really impacted my life. Man, True Defiance, man. Oh, I tell you what, that album is the most prophetic album I've ever listened to by them. That is the absolute most prophetic. You can get words of knowledge, and for those of you that know me personally, I know I've got some friends of mine that know me personally on here that every now and again watch my videos, and they know the situations that I've been in. If you guys, those that know me personally, pick up the album True Defiance and get the whole, get the deluxe edition, not the regular edition, but the deluxe. You'll go through the entire album, and you'll see where I'm saying Demon Hunter is very, very prophetic, and you will get words of knowledge about a certain somebody, but I will not mention their name because I don't know if they'll be watching this. Who knows? I'm not a big YouTuber, so I don't have that many followers. But who knows if I ever get big. Who knows? This video might pop into this, as this person is searching YouTube. But anyway, I got so many words of knowledge about people through this album that Demon Hunter came out with, True Defiance. And so I would just say, be, to the Christians that get on to other Christians about the music that they listen to, I would just say be very, very careful, because you don't know that God might have us listening to the album to get something from him, or that particular song or that particular group. I mean, it's just, music is very, very powerful. It's, in fact, in my personal opinion, one of the best ways to get to know God, because you cannot have a relationship with him without worship. You can't understand how to hear his voice without worshiping him first. And like, it's it's very difficult for people to understand that. I mean, I listen to a bunch of rap, a bunch of rock, and every now and again I hear God speaking to me through that. And I know a lot of people listen to music and they hear God's voice through music a lot. And just the fact that Demon Hunter, I love bringing them up again, because they're the ones that got me, starting to listen to more metal and stuff. And I was just blown away by the, not just True Defiance, but again, just all the albums that they've come out with, because every album that they've come out with, even though the ones that weren't that good, they had something for me personally. So, and God was always speaking to me through music like that. And, of course, LaCroix, AAA, and the 116. And then, of course, my friend's music that he's coming with. And so I would just say, be careful to those Christians that really criticize others for listening to certain music or certain genres. I would just say, be very, very careful. And also just, you might want to check on what you're listening to as well, because you could be getting words of knowledge and prophecy from the music that you listen to. You never know what God's going to do. He could use anything he wants to speak to us. And so, again, I would just say this video is really to the comment, to respond to the comment that I had, that I was given. So I hope this video helps you. And for those Christians that are really against the Christian metal scene or the Christian rap scene, you might want to give them a second chance. Especially for those of you that are big Eminem fans. I just want to say that the last Eminem album that came out, his full length Marshall Matters LP2, before the album ever came out, before we ever heard a single, before we ever heard anything coming from Eminem, I was watching a YouTube video, or listening to a YouTube video rather, because it was just a picture of him and he was talking on a radio show. The DJ asked him, you're working on a new album, aren't you? And he was like, yeah, I'm working on a new one right now, and it's almost finished, and it's going to be coming out later this year, blah, blah, blah. And I was listening to it, and I'm going, and God just speaks quickly to my heart. He says, you need to get this album. There's going to be a song on there that my kids are going to be listening to, and they're not going to really understand it. So I need you to get the album, and I need you to listen very, very carefully to all the songs on there, because that one particular song it's a very fun song, like interesting song. I actually like the beat. But the last 61 seconds is very questionable. And I got a big question mark going through my head the first time I heard it. And I was like, Lord, you got to be kidding me. He's like, no. And I need you to listen to it again. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, you need to listen to it again. And I was like, oh, okay. And he said, my kids are going to be listening to this, and you need to let them be mindful of what they're listening to. I'm not letting them, saying to them not to listen to it, but you need to be they need to be cautious and they need to be vigilant. I'm not saying anything against Eminem. He's a great rapper, the best rapper probably in the world right now, and he's probably going to remain that till he dies, because there's nobody out there like him. He's a great artist. But I would also say to the Christians that don't really like metal or rap, you might want to give metal and rap a second chance, because, like I said, God can speak to us through any venue He chooses. He speaks to us in dreams. He speaks to us in visions or pictures in our minds. He speaks to us through TV, movies, and radio, and music, just all the time. And He loves to speak to us, and He loves to give us warnings, and He loves to lavish His love on us. And so I just say to the Christians that are hating on metal music, especially Christian metal, you might want to reevaluate some of the stuff that you've been saying. So I hope to the YouTuber that put that comment, I hope this video helps. And if you agree with my video, be sure to give it a like, and let's get everybody to like this video, and be sure to subscribe also and click the bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. Again, in a few days I'll be putting out a new video about my review about the new album that my friend is coming out with, Homesick 3, which will be on iTunes and Spoofy and all other forms of media streaming. So be sure to look that up, and I'll put a link in the description for everybody so that you can get your hands on that album. And I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I hope this video helps you Christians who kind of hate, Christian metal and Christian rap. I hope this helps you understand why people like myself and some of my subscribers, we listen to what we listen to. And so I hope this video helps you out. Love you guys, and I hope you have a great evening.